always been times when I wished I could talk in the language of the humans, but I never thought it would actually happen. Until that day when I surprised the heck out of Balaam and got my revenge. It started early in the morning that day when Balaam came to the barn and made all sorts of noise to wake me up. Before I knew it, I'd had a quick bite of straw, Balaam was on my back, and we were on the road. It wasn't long before we came to a shimmering being, shimmering like the sun, who was standing in the middle of the road with a sword in hand. So, like the smart donkey that I am, I stepped off the road and into a field. But Balaam smacked my behind. The angel disappeared, and I went back to the road. A few minutes later, we were going down a narrow part of the road between two vineyards with walls on both sides when that shimmering being appeared again. Now, I'd learned my lesson the first time and knew Balaam wouldn't like me leaving the road again, so I squished as close to the wall as possible. But that wasn't enough for him either because I accidentally hit his foot, so he smacked me again. The third time that angel appeared in a place where there was nowhere for me to go, and it was looking pretty annoyed by this point. So I figured that the best option for both Balaam and I was just to lay down and see what this messenger of God wanted. But Balaam once again had a different opinion of the matter and took his staff to my backside. Now at this point, I'd had enough, and I was just starting to think some unpleasant thoughts about what I'd do if I could get a hold of that staff, and if I had some thumbs, when God gave me the ability to speak in Balaam's language. I thought I restrained myself quite well, thank you, when I simply said to him, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" I thought he was going to fall off my back, he was so surprised. But he recovered quickly and had the audacity to say that I'd been making a fool of him and he'd kill me if he had a sword. That's when God opened Balaam's mind and he saw the shining being with a sword standing in the middle of the road, and he got really apologetic really fast. I've forgiven him and we have a much better relationship since then, but I still think about that day. It's not that I did anything special or something that Balaam couldn't do, but I was aware of my surroundings and the places where God was at work in this world. Sometimes I think you humans forget to do that. You close your minds and your hearts and plow through life, assuming that your way is the best way, not giving one thought to what God is trying to say to you. That was a lesson Balaam learned that day, and one that I was glad to teach him, especially because it meant he threw away that staff of his. I hope that as you go through your days, you'll learn from Balaam's mistake and notice God and God's messengers all around you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think Balaam's getting ready for a trip, and I'd like to have a quick snack before we go. Bye.